The problem that we saw that I thought we could fix was awesome groups of founders who had great visionary product ideas, business acumen, and seemingly looked like a investable startup, but their product was either non-existent or messed up. The pitches that really excite us when the meeting's over, if we can feel it, we can sense it, we want to work with that group.
Hey, we've got Jason Taylor from Codelaunch
Thank you, Keith.
on the podcast. The look back. Jason, welcome to the program.
Glad to be here. Happy to reach your folks to talk about Codelaunch today.
I'm so happy you were able to join, and I know you just got done with an event. A lot of people don't know about Codelaunch, and a lot of people do. A lot of founders are talking about it. And as you know, I'm a follower of yours and what you're doing and love the program, a program that really reaches out into the startup ecosystem, finds some cool founders and helps, give them a platform, doesn't charge them any money, which I love, by the way. And it's a personal bone I sometimes have to pick. But you get out there and really help them promote and help them grow. For those of us that are listening, tell a little bit about the background, how Codelaunch came to be and its unique space in the world.
Okay, well, Codelaunch came to be where I am based here in Dallas-Fort Worth, North Texas market in 2013. And I was running a software development company, also known as a dev shop. So we were about 13 years in at that point, and we wanted to contribute and get involved in our startup ecosystem. And the problem that we saw that I thought we could fix was awesome groups of founders who had great visionary product ideas, business acumen, and seemingly looked like a investable startup, but their product was either non-existent or messed up. And a messed up product or a non-existent product is the number one barrier to a closed seed round raise, at least in the top five. So we created this event, Codelaunch, to find a great software development-based startup every year, once a year back then, and build some of it or much of it, as much as we could afford for free, and just try to help position them to raise. So that was how we started it in 2013.
Raising funds is not, it's gotten a little bit more exalted, but it's still not easy. More people are involved in investing in the private market ecosystem, but raising funds is still challenging. What are you finding some of the keys to being a successful founder raising money?
We look for teams that have a lot of the boxes checked. So the first is a team, not a solopreneur. We definitely like to take our solopreneurs and challenge them to build a team. And sometimes they do, and then they become a finalist in our organization and in our event. But solopreneur versus team, definitely we want a technical product that is either viable, like we are certain as technical folks on our side that it has viability, or the technical product that they already have looks viable, it's sound, and it's something we can build on and make better. We also look obviously for a great delivery, pitch deck, someone on the team that can sell, an innovative, believable business idea. In our case, we look for ideas that are also maybe a little more entertaining, because we produce the finale Codelaunch event, which we call the next generation in venturetainment. We don't want people to come away bored or
Right.
Not inspired.
Right. Well, hey, listen, great businesses that make a lot of money are always exciting, no matter what the product does.
That's true.
Right. And listen, with your dev background, you have a unique position in that you could really evaluate from a back end, front end, I mean, the whole UI, UX, and then as well have the background to assess product market fit. Is this thing really going to meet the market where it is today, or is it a little behind, or is it a little too far ahead?
We do have a unique perspective, given my long background in tech and hands-on tech at myself as a developer for the first like 15 years of my career.
Right.
So I think we're pretty good at technical viability and really good at adding on to products and making them better.
Will you get involved with a company at another level? Like, let's say they came in, it's two guys, Mr. Front End and Mr. Back End, but they don't really have the go-to-market team, or they don't really have the business acumen. Is that still a good fit for you? And maybe you'll introduce them to some other folks in your ecosystem?
Definitely, all of our founders that go through our competition are challenged for over about an 8-week period to see their own blind spots and to understand that active, experienced, early stage investors and fund managers are looking for certain boxes to be checked.
Yeah.
And we definitely especially support the groups that stay active in our community. So we have a Discord community, and the first thing that founders have to do when they are accepted into a cohort is jump on our Discord community with us and start getting interactive with us in our office hours that we provide them, and our podcasts, which are live and have a live audience. So definitely we want to keep our finalists active even after they've gone through Codelaunch, and support them all the way through their venture life cycle.
I got it. So you're doing regular check-ins with them, answering their questions, challenging them a little bit with yours as well, a little bit of give and take.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, and in the end, we get the cohort that we get, and so we're looking for the ones that really lean into the process and that kind of prove to us they have the time to hustle.
Yep. So tell me, I mean, let's get first some of the bare bones out of the way, Jason. What does it cost, or what does it involve, or what's the prize money? I know you have some events coming up in Canada, Mexico, and you'll be back in the US as well soon. So give the listeners a little idea of what the requirements are and who should apply.
Yeah, so the Codelaunch event and competition and life cycle, the standard event travels from market to market. We just completed Minnesota, and in Q1 we completed Houston. Our next is Canada in Toronto, and that's open to any Canadian founder and Canadian founders only. And then we go to Mexico for the second time. We went there last year also. Also, like Canada, it's open to Mexico founders, VCs, angels, sponsors, etc. only. And then we have the first ever World Championship event, which will be in Dallas, Texas on November 20th. And that's when we will have $50,000 of deployable capital on the line as an investment prize. And we will invite the 4 winners of the first 4 events from Canada, US, and Mexico to pitch there, plus 4 others that me and the others on the committee are going to handpick that we thought were just excellent ventures, impressive pitches, and highly investable. So at that event, it'll be a little bit different than our normal event. It'll be more investor focused. We'll be introducing these great startups to investors the night before the event. Plus, then we have the actual finale event the next day.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what the schedule is for this year and how it works. But yeah, and what it costs is no dollars and no equity. That's number one. But what it does cost is a little bit of time, hustle.
Yeah.
We want you to be.
I see a big circle with YC in the middle and a line through it. You're not doing the equity for dollars, but it's a different business. It's basically.
We don't circle and line through anybody else's business model at Codelaunch.
Right.
We just want to help founders get to the best possible decision-making opportunity they can.
Good.
So if YC is right for them after Codelaunch, heck yeah, that's great. If there's a lot of great accelerators out there in the world, and there's a lot of people with opinions about accelerators.
A lot
we
of
are
fruit
an
on the
accelerator,
tree.
but we're not traditional.
A lot of fruit on the tree, enough for everybody. Find the right one. I'm just helping my audience understand where you position, and I think it's great. So from that level, are you distinguishing between B2B and B2C? Are you saying, is there any other kind of parameters from a product standpoint, a customer standpoint?
No, not at all. In fact, it's kind of just come one, come all. Totally industry, vertical agnostic. We're just looking for the pitches that really excite us when the meeting's over. You know, if we can feel it, we can sense it, we want to work with that group, then we're really gonna probably
So
lean in on those.
so it doesn't have to be tech in a sense, Jason, is it? I mean, like dogs.com and llama.com is okay as well. I'm thinking of llama these days for some reason, but no, I mean, or an AI ML kind of a company.
It does have to be tech, because the number one benefit you get from the standard code launch event is you get a professional software development team, 6 at each event,
Right.
are paired up with the 6 finalists.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be, though, just a software product. We have had some successful hardware products that needed a device driver or needed an application to accessorize their hardware or Internet of Things. So it's anything that requires software development to build a product.
Okay. Well, tell me about the guys that won in Minnesota. You just came back and announced a winner. I saw that he looked like a happy guy when he won. Can you tell me about the company, the product, and you know what made you choose this winner?
Well, the best part about it is I don't actually choose the winners. The audience chooses the winners interactively in a fun format. Our pitches are very short, and there's multiple rounds, so you have to beat your head-on-head opponent to get to the next round. And then there's a final round that's live, shoulder-to-shoulder pitch-off with no deck at all, for 30 seconds. And the winner in Minnesota that came out on top is called VSOD.io. And I think that stands for Veterinary Services on Demand. And it is a partnership between 3 people. They have a very good technical co-founder. They have a super duper veterinarian who is on the team and brings all of the subject matter expertise in the veterinary space to it. And then they also have a super business leadership can sell person, and Caleb Vandeman, who was on stage pitching. And it was very close between him and another group called Say Kid, which is an innovative child's robot toy that replaces screen time. And so, yeah, VSOD came out on top, and congratulations to them. And we're excited to help them hopefully raise and launch.
Yeah. Jason, is there any company that comes to mind as you've been doing this a while that has gone from code launched, to the next level in terms of as a business, a thriving business that perhaps we've heard of?
Yes. And before I mention those, I'll tell you that we track our groups that raise. Once a quarter, we ask them to report, have you raised? And the groups that are finalists that have raised are currently holding an average of $660,000 in raise the first year after code launch. So from that, we have had some success stories. We have one exit, a group called Pros Rent. Pros Rent was acquired by Big Rents in California in 2023 and just completed their earnout in April. So we're excited to find out what the final outcome is for the original investors there. But folks that listening now, if you want to see something that's live and upcoming, check out Charachorder.com, Charachorder, Charachorder.com. Game-changing human interface device with computers, different types of keyboards that you play like a piano, not type on a QWERTY style mapping of individual letters. And their motto is type at the speed of thought. And the founder is incredible at demonstrating that capability. He routinely puts on demos and types at 300 words per minute. They are already profitable. They have a factory. They have a team of like 11 or 12 people. They started at Codelaunch 2019
Wow.
with a prototype printed on a 3D printer, and they needed a device driver. So it's an example of a hardware device that needed software development.
Jason, that's awesome. So look, you've been doing this a while. You got a few more events planned. Is there another version of Codelaunch in the works?
Well, we're excited about the World Championship. It's the first one we've ever done. We need partners and sponsors, and we need angel investors and VC funds to get involved and be present
Cool.
on November 20th in Dallas to make that a success.
Okay.
And then I think we will plan out another multi-country tour that includes at least those same 3 countries and another World Championship event. I don't think we're going to follow the year calendar per se, because it's too tight for us to deliver quality to each cohort and then produce the event. Just to try to repeat that once a year is a little bit more than we really are wanting to continue to do. So we're probably going to have about a 5-month break at the beginning of 2025, and then announce about an 18-month schedule that will end in another World Championship.
I got you. Hey, well, listen, Jason, this sounds great. Thanks for sharing all the cool stories with me. It's great to see on another level too. I'm based in the Valley of in California, and all the startup talk and all the activity out here. But I love seeing it replicated in Dallas, and then what you're doing in Mexico and Canada and Minnesota and all this other stuff. I know those are thriving communities already, and you're just tapping into it. But it's great to see all this excitement being generated. The startup ecosystem is what's powering our economy, and I expect that to be the case for a while longer.
Well, thank you very much. I have to mention that all this wouldn't be possible had we not been acquired by a company called improving.com in 2019. And they're the ones that saw the vision that we can turn this from a once-a-year event to a traveling event and accelerator that has an impact all over North America. So with Improving's help, we're going to keep growing and keep attracting hopefully more interest from the folks like you in California, because we know that still is where the heartbeat of the technology innovation ecosystem is pretty much in the world. And the more we can reach folks in California and traditional Silicon Valley places, the better for us. So thank you much for giving me this opportunity.
Oh gosh, it was my pleasure, and thanks for doing what you're doing. Always improving, I guess, and that's fantastic stuff. Anything else I should mention?
Well, if you're a Canadian founder, we're taking applications now through June 2nd. And we have a virtual lunch and learn that really any founder could join. It's on Eventbrite. That's a week from Wednesday on May 28th, 23rd. May 23rd. So it's on our Eventbrite, and it's all over our social media right now. Any founder from any one of these places could jump in and find out what we can do for founders.
I'm going to circle back with you. I think you're going to get great response from both Mexico and Canada. Those are thriving startup environments. It's just going to be fantastic. So I'll look forward to catching up with you soon, Jason. Thanks again for your time.
Thank you, Keith.